Yes, welcome once again to Yard Links. This is our sixth episode of some lively and interesting discussions where we break things down for everyone to understand and participate. We welcome all thoughts and input.
Hey Ben.
Yes.
It's all like a chipmunk. I mean, I know it's all like a chipmunk.
Yeah, chipmunk.
Yes, serious.
It sounds good. It sounds all right now. So do the introduction again. Icebreaker.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Welcome once again to Yardy Links. This is our sixth episode of some lively and interesting discussions where we break things down for everyone.
Yeah, man, you got back in a chipmunk. All right, people. Welcome one and all. We have 6 persons here so far, which we are happy to see. 7 persons coming in. We have a very interesting topic today. I mean, no say boy, hope we no step on anybody's con, right? But we just want to discuss this, in terms of what. Well, it's not even facts. It's opinion actually. Are men and women equal, right? And so this we need the feminists to roll out, and we need the men who believe in the patriarchal society. Things that men for run things will never come out, right? We want to have a very interesting discussion, right? Yeah, we need to have a very interesting discussion, and so we're gonna break it down. Yeah, you sound good now. Right? So we're gonna break this down into some subtopics, right? And so, Grinny, big up yourself, Grinny. Yeah, man, Ryan, internet fixed today.
Yeah, man, I'm live, Grinny, I'm live. I'm good now.
Right. All right, so men and women are they equal? So we're going to start off in terms of from a leadership standpoint. Are men better leaders? We want to start with the woman. And the woman want to hear her opinion first. Leonie, my dear. Before you answer, everybody who is here so far, just click the like button. It helps us, help the channel to grow, and helps YouTube algorithm so it show to more persons, right? But Leonie, are men better leaders?
Right, I'm gonna just start with, I'm not a feminist. I don't believe in equality. I think it's just junk. As far as I'm concerned, I believe in equity. So when I talk about equity, not equality, and the best way I describe this is the way white males versus black males, right? So you asking me to be equal, you can hear me? You can
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Go that loud and clear.
Yeah, loud and clear. Better than mine.
You asking me as a woman to be equal to a man who's at 100, 200, maybe 300 years above me, that's madness. That's absolute madness.
So you don't think you are equal to a man?
Say that again? I'm not saying I don't believe that I'm not equal with two very different people, with two very different species, right? My first argument to that is I bring life. I'm sorry. I'm not going to go who's better and who's not better and whatever. You give me your seed and I bring forth life. I'm going to leave it there. Y'all can have that argument.
Bring forth seed. All right.
Leave our intro right here.
Very interesting.
So this idea that we're equal and we're all going to, everybody's going to be on the same playing field, that doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Both have our own strengths. We have both have our own weaknesses, and it's the idea that we're supposed to complement each other. So, as a woman, I have my weaknesses, and the man or my partner should have strengths to complement those weaknesses, and vice versa. So, this idea that a man can lead me, it depends on what it is that you're leading. So no,
but the question I ask, are men better leaders? Because let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I asked that question. Right. When you look at the feminism movement, in terms of women now on the rise, being woke and say, listen, we are backstage too often, right? We need to be part of the decision making in society, right? As a matter of fact, they believe Jamaica in itself is a it's patriarch society, right? It's just all of a man in a government, and the women are not being given equal opportunity like the men to make decisions, right? So what I want to know, do you think that women are just as competent as men to
100%.
lead, or you think they are better leaders, or you think men are better leaders?
I don't think anyone's better than anyone. It depends on what the job is, what it requires. I have skills that you may not have. You have skills that I don't have. So this idea, just because you have a penis, that you can lead better than me because I have a vagina, is a bunch of nonsense. And this argument that women are more emotional than men, y'all get locked up more than we do, okay? Because y'all be fighting and getting angry.
Right. What do you say, Ryan? Talk to me.
I would sit and cry about it. You are gonna kill someone for it. So
Okay. Right, what do you say, Ryan? Are men better leaders?
So before we even get to the leader, let us actually look at the word equal now, because you see, I like to bring in the maths point of it. With equal mean the same, and I struggled for over the past few days. I said, are we actually equal? No, I would say we're equal in many sense of the word, but we are actually different as well in terms of how we are made up, the characteristics, and what defines us. Now, as it relates to the strength, everybody, without any debate, we know that we are physically stronger than females, and that's not
Well,
debatable.
some women are stronger than enough women stronger than me.
No,
So,
when I'm saying physically stronger, Rory, I'm talking about in terms of if
the
we're gonna
limit
be strongest,
or the capacity.
yes, we're gonna talk. If we're gonna talk about the strongest of the strongest,
Mhm.
it's gonna be a male. If we're gonna talk about the fittest of the fittest, it's gonna be a male.
All
All
right.
right. So of course, definitely they're gonna be females stronger than you, but we're talking about if we're gonna go up in terms of the strongest
To the
of the
max.
strongest.
To the max. To the
Yes.
max.
Definitely,
All right.
males are going to be better. Also as it relates, I think men are natural born leaders, and so I think from that standpoint, we are better leaders than female. Not to
It is
say,
women.
not to say that women will not get the job done effectively and they're not capable of doing the job, but in the general sense of the word, I think we're better. We're better leaders.
What grounds? Why would you
Why?
say
Yeah,
men? But yeah, why you say men are better?
All right,
leaders?
I heard Leonie mentioned about emotional. I think a lot of the times women tend to let the emotional side come out when they are leading. And I've seen this when in the workforce. Over the past few years, I've worked with women leaders and women in the capacity of leading. And sometimes there's a difference between responding and reacting. And sometimes you see females, they tend to react out of a situation and not respond the way that they should. And sometimes I think to myself, is it because of the emotional side coming out and why they're not responding how they should instead of reacting because of how they feel?
I'm gonna have to challenge you on that because
Challenge me. Go ahead.
that's not true. Men react all the time. The whole idea about
That's true.
being aggressive is about the reaction.
So
this
Like me
idea,
react a lot.
but no,
men are not that we just demonstrate it differently. So
All
we
right, so-
react, and if we may become we get called emotional because there's tears, but the aggression that comes from a man or the anger that comes from a man is still an emotion. It's just how, and also the idea that a man is born a leader. That's a society complex. That's a man that is society has been saying for hundreds and centuries that men are leaders.
All right, hold on. Let me add to that then. Let me add to that.
Okay.
Because she said something. So Ryan, I heard you. You're saying that women generally have certain characteristics inherently, right?
Mm-hmm.
That, for example, no, they're being better nurturers, or they have certain emotion. I mean, and it's obvious. By Mother's Day, everybody showers the mothers with all gifts because mothers are generally good nurturers, right? And so that's intrinsic in women and general, right? Men, you were saying that you think men are born leaders, right? And she's saying that it's society. But let me just add to that. I have been teaching for years, formally and informally. And when I was teaching formally in classrooms, right? If I look in a classroom and I accumulate all the knowledge, if there was a way I could accumulate all the knowledge in any classroom or any grade or any school or any workplace, women are smarter than men. If you accumulate the knowledge, girls perform better than female. That's general. Any teacher on board.
Female. You said girls.
No,
males,
sorry,
males.
female perform better than male. Sorry, right? If you accumulate the knowledge,
Generally, yeah.
females are generally smarter than
I
male.
agree.
However, everybody agree with that?
Agree.
Yeah.
Good. However, if you push to the limit and look at the smartest person in the class or the person who top the school is normally a male. Right? This is what I see generally.
Yeah.
If I look in my kids' class, right, I ask them before I come and say, what is the smartest person in their class? Oh, one boy name. Right? And so when I realize, I say, okay, it's the same thing with male and female when it comes out to strength. Some female stronger than male, but if I go to the limit, the strongest would be a male. So maybe when it comes on to leadership and maybe from critical thinking capability, if I go to the limit and look at who running the Fortune 500 companies, most times it's a male. Now, maybe you're saying because women are not given the chance. Women are not given the chance. That's why you're not seeing the women running the Fortune 500 companies. But I challenge and I ask you this now. If you are hiring somebody for your firm, I'm going to tell me the truth. Given the intrinsic characteristic of both male and female, and you're looking for an HR manager, right? Would you be somewhat biased towards getting a female? Answer me that.
100%. So I, as a woman, I work so I'm also academic because I'm a lecturer. So I can completely agree up until the point where you said that the men generally come on top. If I look at my calendar now, it's actually depending on the class. So my serial killing class, I teach criminology, was actually women. There's a couple other modules, it was women. But prior to this, I worked in the prisons. I was an educator in the prisons, and it was all women. And I said when I left there, I would never in my life work for a group of women, ever. My boss was a woman, my deputy manager was a woman, I go into the staff room and it's all females. And I'm like, no, I can't do this. However, my undergraduate degree was in music production. Long story how I got from music to criminology, but anyways, my undergraduate degree was music production. So it was predominantly, I would say I was the only female there. I was the only straight female there. The other females that were there were quite butch, and I believe they were lesbians. So I would say it was a very male-dominated area. So because I've been in both spaces, so I'm in both environments, full of men, full of women, I can't sit here and say that one was better than the other. I can't sit here and say having a female boss is better than having a male boss.
But who's a better visionary? If you look at society and look at all the females that work, who are the better visionaries?
Visionaries, I would say women. However, yes, visionaries.
Women. Very interesting. very interesting.
However, what generally happens, and what we're talking about the Fortune 500 and those who are at the top, is they haven't got as much going on, if that makes sense, right? So a woman has to make a choice between, is she doing family or is she doing a career? A man would have his family while his wife's at home while he does career, if that makes sense.
Well, we'll soon get to that because that's the next part we get into, the man stay at home dad.
So we're only seeing men as leaders because they're getting to be leaders. It's not,
I disagree with that. There's nothing that is holding back women right now. Let me hear you. Let me hear you.
Let Fabian talk. Let me hear Fabian.
I agree with Rory. There's nothing that is holding back any female because, as Rory was saying, that in school where females are seen as the ones who are on top of it, smarter in class, yet you'll always have the smarter one being a male.
Smartest
one being male. But then on top of that, when it comes to certain subjects, females tend to shy away from it. I was talking about like
But then we have to look at why.
engineering
believe-
and stuff
Engineering,
Why?
computer science, programming. They don't want. Why?
Why?
Because they will
Because-
never
like
get
that.
a
Why?
job.
Nothing is stopping
Aye.
them.
Yeah,
There's
why?
no bar that
I
says
disagree.
women
I
is
But
not
disagree.
you had,
allowed.
hold on a minute.
I disagree. Hold on. I disagree.
Sorry,
I
go ahead.
believe that there are a lot of women who are doing these subjects as well, but because it's a male-dominated society and the persons who are making decisions are biased towards a man in most cases, they will not give the women a chance. They will not get a chance to fill those roles, and if they do, men in the sub positions below them always try to challenge them and push them out and cause issues. So the women tend to get emotional or get that side of it where they face a lot of hardship, where the men are not following instructions and give them such a hard time, they will just end up leaving. So traditionally, people will want to select a man because men will obey another man, so to speak, in a role.
So this is a man's world.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
but hold on.
Unfortunately, it is a man's world. And this stems from schooling. This stems from, so like I said, me doing audio production, that's sitting in the studio, that's recording, that's engineering, right? It was all men. It was a majority, 90% of the class was men. I was in classes of 40, 50 men. And one of my things of being in that environment is that they forgot I was female. That's when I understood gender, is when I was in an environment full of men. I'm like, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
I'm a female. I don't want to have those conversations or silly things like, but can you open the door for me, please? So I'm very much. I think we're gonna get on to gender roles. I'm still okay with the gender roles. But anyways,
Let us involve some of the comments down here.
Me like what Johnny said, right? The one you said. This one. So going by the limits, the smartest in society are men by IQ. If you do a research and look at the IQ distributed across men and women, you realize that men, the highest IQ, highest one, man. So here's the thing.
Can I challenge that once again?
Yeah, but I can challenge that.
But how many men compared to how many women?
Very little men.
Like
That's what I'm saying.
Can't challenge
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. All right, hold on. You notice that you said you would have bias towards a woman for an HR manager. That's because in that capacity, you are saying that it is best suited to have a female in an HR manager capacity. Now, if you talk about leadership, you're looking for the next Elon Musk. You're looking for the next Steve Jobs. You're looking for, especially a tech company, or you're looking for somebody, as Romy put in the comments, somebody who to make hard decisions, right? If you take, hold on. Let's go, before we go to the workplace, let's go back into the home. If you look in a very home and look at if anybody who have both parents, right? You realize that the women keep the family together. But when it comes on to who's the disciplinarian, who's the person who put rules in place and make sure say, listen, uno don't do this or do that. Most times it's the man. So it's the same thing that find transition in the workplace. The man who make a hard decision and say, hey, listen, you need to follow me and work with me now. See? People generally want to follow a man. The kids want to follow daddy when daddy talk. And daddy talk, nobody back.
But okay, you guys, I'm saying, right, I'm guessing you guys all live in Jamaica. Have you always lived in Jamaica?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So Leon and
No, except Ryan works in the US. Everybody up top is in UK and US. I'm an old one in Jamaica.
Okay, cool. Right. So are we gonna sit here and think of, even the prime example, tech companies, you just listed a bunch of white men. Right, so who should be in the tech company is a bunch of white men, right? Who should be leading it is a bunch of white men, because that's about representation, because that's what we see. And it's the same thing in society. So you're talking about the environment of who's a disciplinarian in your household. That's the environment that you live in. So the discipline in my house was my mother, very much so, in every way, shape, or form. My father.
I think, Leonie, I think when we are making these statements, you see, sometimes we single out some of these situations, but we're talking about
generally. The disciplinarian is the father if the father plays his role.
Yeah. But what I'm saying, a lot is not it's not factual whether it is or it isn't. What I'm saying is a lot of what we're understanding, what should be and what it shouldn't be, is based on society. So we're always going to believe that men are going to be leaders because men are always in that role. Right, so generally.
But what is stopping women though? From you're saying that we are biased to hiring women.
Okay, but then we can ask that question as race. Why are black men not at the top? Why are black men not?
A lot of black men are at the top.
Black men are at the top. The second richest is not a white man.
The Indian.
Okay, out of how many? Out of how many? Yeah, out of how many black men?
Well, listen.
I think
you're playing the race card now. So the race card is you're right.
A different topic where
that's a race card. Are white men? You might ask, are white men better leaders than black men? That's where she goes to a race card.
Because it's the same argument. It's the exact same argument. It all comes back down to society, and it comes back to representation.
I think, Leonie. Can I say something?
Leonie, convince me.
But you remember saying something about female leaders, how they tend to behave in the workforce, and why you wouldn't want them to lead you. And that is why over the years I've been working with females, and I'm their subordinate. And sometimes other females say, I can't work with that person above me. I'd rather have a male leader because this person is pushing off certain vibes. Do
you know about the queen bee syndrome?
Yeah, you can't have too many queens in one household or in one workplace.
The queen bee syndrome is that once you have females working in there, you have a female boss. You got the females are going to fight against that woman.
Yeah.
It's true. It is true.
It's true. I can completely agree with that.
You have a bit more
me still. Let us narrow it down.
Can I show you some stats right here, so?
Yeah, show me the stats I have.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you some stats right here. So let me just share my screen right here.
All right, why not share a screen?
Yeah.
What share a screen, right? But what I'm saying, I want you guys to narrow it down. Narrow it right down to your environment. What is stopping women? All right, go on. Show your data. Go on.
All right, so this is so a data of showing how other countries see women as being equal. And if you look, the brighter green is, and the countries are saying women are equal. All right, and if you look how many countries are white, meaning that they don't see women as being equal to men. And you can also look, if you look down here, so and over the past 30 to 50 years, women have been rising in terms of taking up leadership roles in society. And don't get me wrong, because even in Jamaica, we see Portia Simpson and we see other women like Lisa Hanna rising up and taking leadership roles.
And the question is how effective was Portia Simpson, but we're not going to go into that.
That's the thing. I'm saying the point I am making, is that over the years we are seeing where men, when they are in the same role, are expected to carry out the same response or duty, they are more effective than the females. And females will tell you that they'd rather have a male boss than a female boss. Based on what? Pardon me?
I said, yeah, I'm agreeing with you. As a female, I can say the same thing.
Carl Matthews say, how effective is Andrew Holmes?
Another topic. Another topic.
Another topic there, Carl Matthews. Another topic, brother.
But answer Granny though. How are men stopping women? The Granny, what they are saying, Granny, is that women are applying for the positions, right? But the hirers are biased towards men, right? Because society dictates that men are supposedly better leaders. And so because we are giving men more opportunity to shine, it seems as if men are better leaders. But watch this. And I take your point. I take your point in terms of valid point, right? And that is why I have to speak from my experience, right? Where I say the smartest person always a boy. And most persons experience that. If you look in the comments, right? I think there's some person saying the same thing. Is that true? You're saying that is not true, Leonie? That the smartest in any given environment, in your workplace. If you look in the workplace now, the smartest person, the most intelligent person, is it a male? No? You say no?
Intelligence don't determine good leadership.
No, well, you're right about that. You're right about that.
Exactly.
But guess what?
But that's what I'm
Intelligence determine critical thinking a lot, and critical thinking also is a factor of good leadership, right?
But we admitted that there are more women who are smarter on a whole and average than men.
Yeah, but the leader is one.
Yeah, but if the majority, so shouldn't it be stacked in the woman's favor if the majority of women are smarter than men on a whole? Why isn't that women are leaders are in most areas of society? No.
I think.
But
Romain
Leon,
answered
don't
that
you think?
properly.
Don't you think there is a slight paradigm shift in terms of a woman leading now? I think.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, because a lot more women are leading in the workforce now. There's a large influx, a massive one in terms of how many women are in leadership roles, principals. I've been working in the school system, and I've seen so many female rise to the position of principal. My mother, of course, was a principal, taking over from another female. And so I'm not saying that the men are taking backseat as it relates to leadership, but the point I am making is that if a man is given the role,
and a woman is given the same role, who perform better?
They are better leaders.
Well,
so look,
my current school, we had a male. Well, we have a male principal, and he came to the school, and about 2 years, him not make a difference. Then he got promoted to executive, and then they have a female principal now who take over. And in 1 year, she moved the school to good, increased the results to the best the school has ever received, and so on. And most of the other schools that I've worked in, where women are the principals, they tend to perform better. So
okay.
Well, that is just from
I'm look at Romain comment. Romain said from a leader perspective, men will make the harder decisions.
Yeah, because we push the boundaries.
Irrational, right? Women are better organizers. True. And that's Romain, that is intrinsic. That is something that is innate within the woman. They are better organizers, generally better in completing tasks. They are good at keeping things together. Right? That's why they say give a woman a house and a woman to make it a what? Home. They know if we keep things and preserve things, men push the boundaries, Romain. I like that, Romain. Men push the boundaries.
Would you
make sacrifice on a normal? Man make sacrifice on a normal.
Would you guys agree with this video then? Would you agree with this video?
Play the video, let me see. Play the video. Not hearing no sound, you know.
You're not hearing the sound?
No, I'm alright. I need to bring in the sound with it.
Alright, let me bring in the sound. Let me bring back the sound. Let's stop sharing and share it again. I think the sound.
We'll talk about the comments them and what people are saying. So like rapid here saying men carry the headship from birth. We both have our jobs, but please respect the headship. But there are times when women will do the work that men cannot do, and they do it well.
True. Some women are better leaders, you know. Right? What I say in general. Because some women perform better than men, of course. Some man workless. No, some man get the job. See? I don't know how some man get the job, I swear. I have some dinosaur man at some company and say them a lead that they can get promoted. I wonder how they do that. So, I agree.
Ready for the video?
Yeah, play the video.
All right, so this is what I have experienced with female leaders. Female leaders as it relates
share the
to...
screen.
Share the screen.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I thought I was sharing it. I'm going to go again. I thought I was sharing it. Yeah, but this is what I have, since I've been working...
Screen still not sharing now?
Yeah, I'm coming up. It's coming up.
That's a white man.
Coming up, man. No, man.
Right,
the sound was not there.
Okay. But I say though, I think by me speaking still, persons get my opinion, right? But I think men, in general, are better leaders. So I think...
Seen the screen now?
No. Oh, no. And I agree, rapid. When rapid say from birth, I'm saying from the creation of time, from the first man, right? From Bible days, men supposed to be the head. And if you look at from Bible days when God called it leaders, for those who believe in the Bible now, right? To lead the people to the promised land, Israelites. Him not call no woman at no point in time. Him call the men because he knows that the men will get people to follow them, and they are better visionaries. Rory, what makes men better leaders? They are better visionaries. And not only they are better visionaries, they can get, because you cannot be a leader, as I say, unless you are a very good follower. And if you're a leader, you have to know to get people to follow. You can't lead without no followers, you know. Men know forget. What, Elian?
It's modern time now, and it depends on the job. Because you mentioned earlier, you contradict yourself. You mentioned earlier about HR and those other things. You have women who fit into certain roles because of the characteristics they have, and make them more.
But HR manager not a lead. HR manager leader in that department, fine, but not a leader of the organization. Leader is one person.
He's one of the leader.
One of the leaders. That's like a vice president. I'm talking about the president, the leader.
You got on a whole, but you have organizations that are now being led by women that are very successful as well. Maybe not.
Me not dispute that. Me not dispute that, you know. But who the better one? Again, do you have women stronger than you, you know?
Yeah, I just want.
Sorry,
I don't know why I'm not.
Leonie, internet.
Go on, Leonie. Tell Leonie.
Your internet act up again.
Can you hear me and see me? My internet has been it keeps kicking me out. She doesn't want me here. I'm gonna try and say this. Right. So we're on about this leader thing. Can you hear me?
Yes.
In and out. Well, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I can hear you.
Hear me, right. So I just wanted to point out during this we really saw about leadership and what leadership was during this whole pandemic. And I just want to quickly point out, so globally, we're going through this.
Right.
Entire world. And the only countries that did well were the countries that were led by women. I'm just saying. I'm going to put that out there, throw that out there. But be quiet. Okay? So even if we take it back to Bible days, even when I talk about the Bible days, if you look at how Jesus led in quite a what we call an emotional manner. So we've got this thing that leader must be loud and out there, and you're going to take risk and do all these big and elaborate. When Jesus came down and showed us how to lead, it's actually how similar to how women are known to lead, and it's humble thyself. Men generally have an issue with humbling thyself when it comes to leading. So this idea that it was men that took off the path and leading women along the way, I think Jesus came and said, actually, y'all doing it wrong. Y'all actually doing it wrong. You know, and pump your brakes there. Let me show you how it's done. So, so let's cut it out again.
All right. Can you see the video now? Can you see my screen?
Yeah, man. Play the video.
All right. I don't know if you're going to hear it because I've been having issues with the sound, but let's watch what's happening. All right. And this is one of the main issues I have with a lot of females leading.
Flawless business plan.
Also, them a challenger now.
All right. So, you know, some females know that them have it made up already. You see, there are two different kind of leaders. Those who actually listen to their subordinates and then make the decision and taking their whatever they suggest into consideration. But you have some females now, as I said before, that sometimes they have their mind made up already about a thing, and therefore this is what they're going to do. And no matter what you say or what you bring to the table, this is already this is how I'm going to do it.
But some man stays up right.
I am the boss.
Some men
stays up.
As I said before, it will happen with males, but it's more likely to happen with females.
Right. Some man walk listen to man. But some man walk listen to man.
But the truth is, remember now, we're talking about if we're talking about the better leaders. You understand? We're talking about the best of the best. Who would you select in terms
intrinsically?
Of if you have. Yes, I remember I said to you,
men.
Our inclination is towards leadership. If we're in a job or whatever, or we want to be that leader. We want to be the person that is in charge.
We always look on strength in the man and whatever. But the Bible story, we have Samson who kill a lion with him bare hands. Who kill him?
The building kill him. The building kill him. The building kill him.
He was. A woman set him up.
Set him up.
All right, so rapid say it there, no. See, rapid say it there. What brings down powerful men mostly always the women. Women never get brought down by men though. You want to make a man spy for a foreign country, they always use a woman.
Wouldn't that make a woman a better leader? Hold on a minute, but wouldn't that make a woman a better leader? I'm sorry. So,
wrap it up. But hold on.
Men get their head turned. Men get their head turned by a woman and
In
go
a
on
minute,
their business and start doing foolishness, right?
In a minute, we're gonna talk about
salary.
About salary and
yeah, man,
women
the salary, man.
are more
Women
miserable.
not get as much.
Women
as
more miserable. That me want to get to, you know. But anyway, talk about the salary.
The salary is it?
Hold on, before you do salary, Ryan, all the people who are watching, we thank you very much, and we are asking if you could click like and subscribe. You know, it helps us.
Subscribe, no man. Yeah, that is. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
really appreciate it.
I understand. The woman them now get as much as man. What I want go on? Because at one point, I remember when I was
why women not get as much as man?
Why them not pay and them do the same job, same amount of time, and yet them get. I remember some years ago they were comparing the analysts on the football channel and talking about the males getting their salary, showing their salary, and the female we don't analyst and the same job them do. You understand?
I know why.
Can I just say, as a woman, this I don't know. I would like women, if you're listening to me, please chime in. So my experience as a woman, like I said, been in both male, both female dominated areas. My issue, or not issue as a woman, I have male friends that I know will apply for a job, and they will negotiate their salaries. I got female friends, including myself, that I would go for a job. You tell me that's my salary, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then I found out later that man over there is earning 10 grand more than me, but we're on the same job. So if that's
is it that the man know what I'm worth and
I genuinely think that's what it is. I think with men,
which is right.
Men, like I say, men have this idea. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, y'all got like a good 100 years on us. Remember, 50 years ago we were in the house cleaning and looking after kids, right? This whole workforce thing is new. Yeah, so this workforce thing is still quite new to us. So when men, I go out to work, this is what I'm supposed to do. It's reinforced by society. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is where I value myself. I'm a provider. I'm a protector. These messages are sent to you guys. As a woman who, I'm career driven. I'm a very driven and ambitious woman, but I'm still like, oh, but am I, looking after my child? Am I doing all these things right? Am I doing that right? So we sometimes forget our value when it comes to our careers. That's me. That's a group of mine.
But then talk about the salary gap. I like what Granny said. Salary gap. Debunked. Women are paid correctly. If them not like it, go back into the kitchen. Rapid.
I want to know this.
Rapid. Hey, I'm going to get time for the show one day with them crucifying, I'm going to get time for the show. But watch this, right? The salary gap.
True, man. They don't negotiate salary for real, like as Granny would have said. But the thing is...
No, Granny said that.
Granny said that too.
Oh, okay.
What I'm saying is this, yeah.
But I want to say a question, but go on.
I disagree with some of what is being said here, though, because remember we said we are equal, aren't we? Equal as it relates to the physical strength and as it relates to other the fitness and whatever.
Not technically.
Hold on. Why is it that we are doing the same job? I don't want to
ask me already. I'm more answer you, and I'm gonna answer you.
Answer it.
When me say more answer you, you go ask me the same question.
Answer it, sir.
When you say a woman is being paid less, right? More than likely, it's a male-dominated field. I'm not asking you. So if it's, let us say, it is a sports analyst, as you rightfully say, a sports analyst. That's a male-dominated thing. Because who analyze sports more than man? Because man watch it more than women. If you aggregate all the sports watching across the world, you find that men watch sports more than women, and men know the game more than women. Men are generally known to create excitement more than women. So a sports analyst is a male-dominated area. No, hold on, let me finish.
I beg to disagree.
Yeah, I got
this. To disagree that
yeah.
more men watch sports than women?
No, not that part. Not that part.
The bit where you're saying
which part?
Right, by the time the woman's got to that job, I can guarantee you she knows more than the man.
No, hold on. We never finish.
But you said the man, the female know a lot more. That's
all right. All right. Where's what say that's a lie?
You said no, yes, because not in every situation the man know more than the woman.
Ryan, I say if I aggregate sports watching over the world, men watch sports more than women. That is a fact.
The job.
No, that is
talking
not what
about
I'm
the
talking
job.
about.
So let me finish now. Let me continue.
Okay, go ahead.
If men watch sports more than women, I am saying it's going to be natural for the man to know more about sports than women.
But
Right? And so, if they are going to hire an analyst, a sports analyst, the company in itself is going to be biased towards a man because they believe that a man will do a better job than a woman because men tend to know more about sports than women.
Rude, Nico. Rude.
So when you look at it, right, the hirer wants a man. No, when the women and the men put in them application and them come to the forefront, right? The women in it, they feel already lesser than because them know say them in a male-dominated area, right? So what I'm saying now, when you look,
still in the 1980s. Go and talk still.
1980s for man no more than woman in a sport.
2 days. Why must it make no sense?
No man, but Rory, sorry, but you cannot, you're on your own with that one there still. You cannot say that when a woman is applying for a job that she knows less than the other.
No, I get
That's
what
not
Rory's
the reason.
saying.
Let me help Rory here.
I never said that. I never said
that is what is coming across.
No. I say if I aggregate it, men, plural. Aggregation we are talking about. Men have more knowledge about sports than women in aggregation. What debunk that when everywhere you go, a sports bar, a man is in a sports bar, pack up in a sports bar. Women not really did it.
All right, now right. We're not right down, Rory, because you get loud up in the place and we'll go. Because you're male.
Show the viewers agree.
May I shoot you down?
Shoot me down.
You understand? Shoot you down because guess what? Because you're male, you talk so, you know. Because you're male, we can talk so. First and foremost.
Sports bar. You see woman at sports bar pack up. I watch finals, man.
Worry. Listen to what I say. Cut out what you see and let us look and fairness. Let us talk about fairness, all right?
Hold on now, Ryan. Let me help Rory right here, so before you go no further. May I help Rory? Let me tell you what Rory really try. May I help him? What Rory really says. You see, because the fact that men more watch sports, we are tend to want to see a male figure showing us what is going on in our commentary.
Not you.
That's one
person.
Everybody, we're talking about general.
He's talking general. Yeah.
So that is what Rory is saying. But in come on.
I know. I'm not fighting you. I'm fighting you. I'm going to take it.
Can I add to that? I want to add.
Men buy the most season tickets. Thank you, rapid. But they fight me out. Women only follow the man them. Women only follow the man them go a sports match. Them only follow the man them. Babes that come a sports. Yeah, me I come behind you. Them are interested. It's not on the match on their phone.
Rory, ease yourself.
I'm gonna add. I hear what you're saying, Rory. So no, I completely what you're saying. When it comes to hiring that particular individual, they're gonna assume that the man knows more, and therefore they want to hire a sport analyst who is male.
And they will pay more.
The impact that the male would have versus the female.
Hold on there.
It's not just about the employee paying. It's not about what the employee is paying. It's that when they go for the job, he knows his value. He's a man. He's been told that he's good at this job. He's been told he's good at sports. Society is told he's good at sports. So when that woman goes for that job, even though she probably knows more than he does, but the mere fact that she's even been chosen to come to that interview, she's probably 10 times more qualified than him. That's why they allowed the woman in the door, but she doesn't quite have that value herself.
2 days, yeah.
Her herself hasn't given her that value because society hasn't validated.
But I was answering Ryan's question why they get paid less, and I know me can't finish it, but I guess I don't know the answer.
No, don't finish. We don't want you to finish. Yeah, this yeah. This is what you say right there. So though, say you have some female we're passionate about sports. I've met some. I know about I know where you try. Me get your point in a row. My point is this: we're talking about a level playing field. We're trying to have a level.
How can it be level, Ryan? When in a male-dominated area,
and because of the way men think, that is why.
Ryan, not a question, Ryan. Ryan, who was sports more in your house? You or your wife? No. Let us go there. Who watch sports for your house? Show behind the TV. Show behind them. Show the people that pay TV now. Football that you were watching. Show them. Thank you, Jesus. Where is your wife? Where is your wife?
She's not here. She's not here.
Okay, great.
Hold on. Grinny. You don't want to let me know.
Hold on. Stop. Go right. Finish your statement.
Let me shout. I'm sorry, viewers. I'm sorry, viewers. Forgive me.
You need to calm down. So we're talking about a level playing field right here. Level. We want it level. We say, do you believe men and women are equal? That's the first question I ask you. Do you believe so we're equal?
Yes.
All right, good. So why cannot we get the same salary if we do the same job
because
at the same time?
Some women are better at something. Women are better at some things. And men.
Suppose I am good as you. Question
I can't answer.
What if you're good? No, if I'm as good as you are better than you, can I get more? Can I get more if I'm better than you? And if I'm better than you and I am passionate about it, can I get more? Can I get the same?
If you are better than me,
if you sell yourself,
right? But I'm answering you why I am going to pay the person more who is better. Let me tell you why. I know I can't answer the question that you asked me.
Who is better? Oh, matter about the female.
I'm telling you why. I right here. Most people know say I'm an entrepreneur. I have to pay people. I have to create budgets with people. There are positions in my organization that I think is better suited for a man. Let me give you a perfect position. I know one of my employees is watching. Other day we're looking for a warehouse assistant, right? Warehouse assistant. No, my second said to me, say, hey, we definitely gonna need a man, right? So I said, why? Why we need a man? Because she said she's gonna need a man to pick up the boxes and so forth because the person is supposed to be assisting the warehouse. So I say, point taken, makes sense. See that we want a man to manage the warehouse to get the boxes because the woman, including the one that is watching now, she can tell you they can't lift the boxes. So in that particular position, we were looking for a man to fill the role. See? Now, let us say a woman, and because we look for a man, we have a set amount we are looking for a man. Now, let us say a woman is coming now. See? To fill the role. I want to give her a chance. But really and truly, we want a man. Man, we want to know. Then guess what I'm going to do? Maybe, I think about to cut costs now. So because we know, say, all right, maybe, I say, you know what? Because I want the man, I know the man will come and negotiate, and I try to cut costs. Instead of me paying the woman, you see my mom that pay the man. Because I know she'll give me substandard work, baby. Because she can't go lift certain boxes. Kill me for one, kill me. When certain boxes fill up, she can't go lift it. And certain things, I'm going to get one man to come help her. So guess what? I'm going to try to cut costs. So instead of me give her 100, me give her 90. Save myself 10. Right? Because me figure more or less, maybe she go cut and she go somewhere else and go in her field. And when she go in her field, then maybe now the man now come. And now the man go negotiate because the man go know say him strong and thing. And the man go say, yo, you want 100. And I'm going to say, all right, see the 100 there. Or you go say, I want 120 and maybe take out of my budget.
You just said it.
Take out of my budget. So, all right, I want to juxtapose that against the sports analysts now. If you look at the top sports analysts, them know them worth. When them come, them are going to drag the company out of them budget. So if a company can cut back by saying, hey, right now, we get a woman and that we want, because really and truly, we really want a man in this position. Because a man will be better suited for this position. The company is going to look to cut costs. That's why the company not paying the woman as much.
Okay, I get the warehouse.
It is not fair.
Hold on a minute. It's not about what's fair. I'm not even going to go there. I get the warehouse assistant. We're going to base it on strength. Yes, the strongest person would always be a man.
Same thing with sports.
Right. No, I'm sorry. When it comes to sports, I can guarantee you if a woman applies for that job and a man applies for that job, that woman is going to be 10 times more qualified than that man. Because
and if she is,
but it's how she sells herself.
No, if she is, I will pay her the same amount.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, Rory. Even in what you're saying a while ago, Rory, you basically said the man would come and negotiate it. But the female
I carry out a budget.
Give her a price.
Hold on a minute. But can I just clarify? So the woman who's more qualified than the man, you're gonna pay her the same as the man who's less qualified than her. for the same job.
Come again, repeat that.
Right. So I just said the woman, if the woman's going for that job, 99% sure she's going.
And she's just as qualified.
No, more qualified.
Me appear.
Right.
Me appear. Me probably pay more.
You would pay her more.
I would. But that's why I'm saying. But I'm saying though, most times Ryan, when Ryan look at the gap, he's looking at it in a male-dominated space.
All right, so here.
So question, hold on there, Ryan. Rory, hold on. Ryan, hold on.
Move on, yeah. Come on, talk about the women that being miserable.
Can I answer Ginny? Can I answer? Grinny? Can I answer this person? So they've got why they should be more qualified. Right? Why a woman? I'm just talking about the sports analyst role. So based on what Rory was saying, that world, and I would liken it to myself. And if some of the women here want to back, if there are women that disagree with me, then cool, let me know. If you're going into a world that, as a female in a male-dominated world, you tend to be more qualified because you got to show up better, right? If men are looking for other men, they're not looking at me. So I need to show that I'm better than the men that they're already looking at. So that's why in that particular job, a woman would be more qualified.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. Let us quickly move on because we're on run out of time. So we want to talk about women. And be some men. We have them as being miserable. I want the women to jump in the comments as well. Why we men view you guys as miserable, because all of us on the show here, we think our wives are miserable. We think my mother miserable a lot of the times and whatever. But is it because of us? Is it really because of us?
Yes.
Or is it just that you guys are going through a phase sometimes why you just decide you're going to take it out on us as men?
I don't say
just stay so. I don't know phase. Phase end. This don't end at all. Some don't know you talk about phase. This is not no phase, right?
No phase.
Everything bother women. Everything bother them.
Everything
bother them.
If you stand look at this. Let me show you guys something right here. So because this is
right. Can I as a woman, can I just say, right? So we are required, and let's say we've been in the workforce average 50, maybe 70 years now. We're required to be in the workforce, but also we're still supposed to come home, look after the kids. We're still supposed to cook and clean for you while you're doing the same thing you were doing 70 to 100 years ago. Yes, I'm tired and I'm miserable and you're pissing me off because you're not helping me. I've changed in the last 70 years. You're still doing the same thing.
I want to say something. No, say it's a burn me. Come right. I want to say something right there.
I know if somebody agree with this you're doing. Look at this here. So now see my screen.
Make sure you have audio this time.
Antoinette, the men are miserable too. That's why some of high blood pressure.
This is. Can you
guys really live in apartments like this and don't see any issue?
All right. No, me could not live like this with my wife. Could not. You understand? Under no circumstance. You understand? We would have just have a TV and we couch and we're good. First thing she goes to take up the wire there from this. So
that look like it's a lazy man house still. The lazy man house.
No. Here, no. This is if me just start off. All right, I'm gonna really have the rest of stuff. We go get them. These are the things that we go get. You understand? When women go think this away, then go think say, boy, make sure you get this and make sure you get that, and then what happen? No, then go come off as being very miserable, because guess what? At the end of the day, I said, boy, we need a little TV if we go and watch something, or we go need a little sofa, we can sit down. We might have a bigger sofa so all of us can fit in it. But we feel say, boy, this is home what I want to start off. When she not see that way, she thinks she gonna need a curtain, she gonna need that, and then
but that don't make you miserable. I can't tell you what makes you miserable. Huh? That makes me miserable. Because my wife I start off with a live nice in there, so she's all right. But she probably still do some miserable stuff in there. See me, yes. See, but she being miserable and nothing to do with the one coach. Let me tell you what I have to do with, right? Let me tell you what I have to do with. See, when you can't come at me and attack me. Let me tell you. And Leonie said, "Oh, men are pissing her off because
rapid. We like things simple."
Yeah, we like things simple. Here's the real problem. I want the men to listen to me. I want the women to listen to me. I want the women to make sure their marriage work. I want the men to make sure their marriage work. See? One of the reasons why we say women miserable is because women are very demanding. See? When I say demanding, They want to be dictators and tell you, pick that up, clean that window, clean this, take up that, do
It
that.
must be done.
And
No.
And it must be on
It must be done their time.
And it must be
Yeah.
done now.
No.
See?
Yes.
No.
yes.
When you look now, the man not do that. If the man them want listen, try this at them yard. Say, babes, you know, someone you clean the window they look dirty. And see what happened.
Come back 5 minutes later and it's not done.
No, not just that. They're gonna say, you are not the boss of me.
You can't tell
How
me that.
dare you tell me to do
and
whatever?
And guess what? On top of it to the Fabian. She will clean or whatever. She do whatever. You will do it. She wants to do it on her time.
Her time.
Her time. Nobody tells her when you should do it. Nobody tells a woman, say you need to go and do that. Think about your parents. You never tell your parents when they should do stuff. Your parents and your counterpart, your woman, always tell you to do something. You have to say, because men never see nothing yet. Listen, we see, but sometimes we don't make it we don't ready to do it yet. We don't make it at that moment.
Thank you, Antoinette.
Exactly.
Thank you, Antoinette.
No, but it's not that we don't see it. We see it.
We see it, but we don't make it at that moment.
Why is it going to run up our blood pressure?
No, but
Can I
I'm gonna give
just
an
say
instance.
something?
Can I make a
Well, I mean, Leonie.
Go on, Leonie.
No,
Go on.
I'm gonna let them.
Leonie, a boil.
I'm gonna let them.
No, man, you're a boil, man. You're a boil, man. Talk,
No, I was
Leonie,
gonna
talk.
say, Leonie, ready?
Right, dark
Leonie?
right.
All right, Leonie.
Hear
So
me?
the other day I was in the coach, and me and my wife sit down, and we there eat something. I put. Come in if I game me there watch. Come in watch some sports. I leave the empty canteen.
But what sports? Now what sports?
Yeah, man. Yes, man. She was sports. She get her in that sports thing, Yeah, man. She watch.
And you get her in.
Yes,
Okay.
man. Get her in, man. So
I hear a thing first. All right, continue.
yeah. But so what me do now? I me finish the container, but me never ready for carry go in the kitchen yet, So me have it there. And he said, Ryan, take up that something, So me say, yeah, I'm soon take it up, Oh, 2 minutes pass. I look around for me like, you remember if you take up that something, So I say, I'll make your pressure thing, so you understand? Yeah, pressure thing, so me soon take it up. You understand? So eventually, after about 10 minutes, she take up and go. Me no say problem that in a job.
They know the brother.
But when she take it up, me say, all right, then no, me not trouble. You understand? Because she have to take it up. She can't wait for me. So me say, you see, this a cause problem, because guess what? She can't wait for me. So the other day now, same thing Rory talk about. She did that eat something, I do something. Me see on the cup. Me see she left it on the table. I say, my time, you know. So me say, babes, take up that something, Look around for me. I say, because you even drop the sauce, I go on. Like she try spin around for me now, You understand?
Justified.
I drop it. I'm drop it. So me say, but I know me eat out tight, So the members take it up. You understand? Like I say, remember say you drop it off the song, whatever. So me say, you know what? Let me keep going. You understand? I'm done. Because guess what? Me know the argument then go start right this up.
Right, that's up. Because you are tell her to do something outside of her time. All right, go ahead, Leonie. Go ahead, Leonie.
I just want, as you all married or with, how many times has your wife or your partner had to come behind you and tell you XYZ? How many times?
Every day.
50 million.
Every day.
Yeah,
Yeah, but hold on, Leonie, the same thing that they come behind us. Spin it. The thing is, if we were like them and we say everything what them for do, it would have been the same way.
That'd be a problem
every day. It would have been a problem every day. But we don't let these things bother us, Leonie. We just say, you know what?
I'm not saying no bother.
Let it. Even if it bother we not gonna make it a problem. A mountain.
No,
Men don't go ahead and do it. You don't ask them to do nothing. You know what I said? It's play to watch as an example.
Hold on.
Same way, Carl. Same way. They criticize.
Hold on. Let me hear Leonie.
Wow, Leonie. Sorry, Leonie. We're overpowered.
Sorry.
It's not that you don't make it a big deal. It's because it's barely there. If you see her one pot there, that's the first time you see one pot or one pan or one dish or one cup there in months, right? She put down her cup or she put down her banana skin or whatever one time in 6 months. She's been after you every day. 10, 20, 30 times a day, she tell you, pick up that cord, pick up the cord. Why is the cord still there? I've told you 10 times.
Hold on.
Why are you telling us to pick it up?
I was going to say the same thing. Why tell us to pick it up?
Something where you drop, basically, out of habit or just mistake. I am just gonna pick it up and move on and listen. You never know. Let me pick you
All
up.
right.
Why can't women be like that?
Exactly.
just pick it
What
up
about
and
living
move
good and
on?
just you
Yes.
see it, you can pick it up because it's the
Right.
same way when we see it,
Yes.
we just pick it up
All
and
right,
we move on.
one stomach. Real story, true story, right now. So I'm looking at the doorway right now. I'm looking at the door. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, five slippers at the doorway. Right? Now, if my slippers alone today, you can't take up your slippers. Whatever, right? Carry it in the room. I say, cool. See? Got the slippers. Now, I'm looking here. I'm going to see her slippers here. 1, 2, 3, and cracks and all these things. So me not make it bother me. So if me not be say, hey, come take up your slippers then, man. A problem that.
It's true. You know what it is as well? I will add to that. You know what it is? Because we're the ones that are in charge of this here. It's like if my child could not come tell me how to run my room or to run my house. I make my house look like this.
So we are learning now. Are the women in charge of the house?
Yes,
So you can't tell them when to do anything. And them call the shots.
Rory,
Who made a rule?
see that?
Who made a rule again?
Rory, hold on.
Who made a
Let me
rule
ask you a
again?
question.
No,
Rory.
it's true, Len. It's true because
Rory,
you
Yeah,
can
learn.
tell students, you can tell
You see
students
the
what to do,
pretty
but
light?
students can't come and tell you what to do and how
You
to
see the
behave.
pretty light behind you. Who picked that pretty
All
light?
the men right here is learning. See, Greeny have to say,
No,
oh,
seriously.
teach me, yes, teach me.
Listen, you see the pretty light behind you, Rory? There's a very beautiful light. Who picked that light?
Yeah, the light there. Two of us pick it. No, there are two of us. Right? Two of
You're telling me. Hold a minute, but you just said in the comments earlier that men like things simple. You're happy with your one TV.
No. We like simple things, but guess what? Men like entertainment. So a simple, a man want a big TV. Female want okay TV. Man want big TV. Man want anything for the entertainment. He's gonna go all out. So
who does
yeah.
the finishings in your house when it comes to your house presenting itself, right? Making your house look nice,
Two of
making
us.
it smell pretty. Yeah, or two
Two
of
of
you.
us.
See,
I don't know.
I'm not going to tell a lie on the show.
I never believe that.
Let me tell a lie. You know, Jesus watch me.
I don't believe that.
No, it's two of us still. It's two of us.
I
We
don't
pick
know
all the
if
things them together.
I don't know if I believe that. I don't know.
Let's
So,
I don't believe
you know
in
what?
that.
You know
Why
what?
am I
Because
telling?
Leonie, guess
Me more
what?
feel like saying try to bully her.
You see, I told them.
I swear, no.
If he say I told them, he might bully her. Trust me.
No, under that, Leonie. I believe say, and they told them might go, but the final decision, as she said that one. You understand?
I want
Done
that
it,
one.
done.
Is that
I'm
exactly.
not go guess I spell and grow on it like I'm me. Pick on.
That's true, because my value my opinion a lot. So whatever she say, go. As long as it's within budget.
So hold a minute. So I made this place the way it is. It looked pretty, the color scheme, the whole 9 yards. So if I want to leave my slippers in my pretty house that I made pretty,
What kind of nonsense is this?
This is madness.
But that is not. That is crazy.
Leonie.
Because
That's not crazy.
You are saying you are allowed to do all these things, but you're going to attack me when I do it. Who is it? Oh, that is not fair. You understand?
But no,
There is
we're not. But we're
Yes,
not.
rapid.
But we just said we're not on the same level. You just told me your
We're
wife.
not on the same level.
Hold a minute. No, listen. You just told me your wife would tell you 101 times to do this, that, da. Y'all have both pointed out a pair of slippers and a cup. Right? What other things has she possibly done?
So why she need to be miserable? Why she need to be miserable about the cup?
She
We soon take it up, you know. We soon take it up.
Tired. No, because I want it done now. I'm tired.
Why you want it done now?
You will be by you tired. We never ask you to do it. Go and go sit yourself, cock up the foot and go watch your soap opera.
So you agree say women miserable. No, more than you Leonie. You agree say women miserable? You agree say women miserable?
You make us miserable. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all make us
We make you
Oh, so
miserable.
we are the ones that make you miserable.
All right, here what?
But listen, but
We
you-
come to the end
I
of
know,
the show.
I know, woman just have a different
We have to go have a part
mentality.
two to that miserable thing, you know. Because guess what?
More.
Believe
real quick,
address
just real quick.
some things. You understand? Because as it relates to women being miserable,
Yeah, cause I want to save some marriage.
My time, and nothing to do with me. You understand? But it's generally miserable. I feel.
There's society. Don't get me wrong. I'm joking. I'm genuinely joking. If you,
okay.
Your husband,
me not think so. Me not think you're a joke.
No, seriously, your home life, and that's all women, all men. When that woman leaves work or leaves wherever she's just come from, when she comes home to her man, she shouldn't be miserable. Whatever worries you have outside the door, you leave them outside. You shouldn't be bringing them in your house. And I'm messing with you guys.
No, but hold on. Think about the house. Think about the house, Leon. Women miserable all outside of the house. No? All right. So let us put that out there. So make an example. Like today. I use one right now, what just happened. Said to my wife, say, hey, now go walk.
Make sure you have
quickly.
Your sheet and peel up to the couch, yeah?
Now look behind me. Me not get no back move. You know what I mean, right? But, yeah, tell me she'll come behind me, right? But watch this. I said to her, say, hey, now go right there so and come back. See? Now go walk. Come on, burn some calories. So I go head to this and quickly come back. She said, hey, may I come with you? And I said, cha-cha. Right? Because she probably go hold me back, you know. Come on, make a quick move and come back. You understand? So we go say, all right, we like the walk, we walk and we walk and talk. We reach, we go fix what we want. We want a scale, because I try to lose some weight and we go take up the scale. See? I take up one something. She said, take up this for me, right? And she'll go downstairs, right? Go downstairs at the store. You take up the thing, and go downstairs, I join the line. So I said, by the time I join the line, right, I'm reach up at the front. She ready, because she knows a quick move me, because I know I have the live here, 3 o'clock, see? I reach up at the front of the line, I don't see her, I call her, I can't get her, nothing. See? No, she soon kill me if you tell her no. I can't get her. So I move one side to make everybody pass me. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, miss. Go ahead, sir. The line done. Can't see her. So I say, you know what? Now go cash out. Now cash out. And I can't bother with this foolishness, you know. See? Got 30 minutes past now. I cash out. And I go outside. Can't see her. I boil. See me, I boil. And I say, Jesus mercy, God. You see, I just want to come and go. Can't see her. When time I say she go up on the, so forgive me people, I have to tell a story, I show all the miserable, all this on the stay on the week. When me go outside now. So me go outside now with my thing, well cash out, and still I wait. I call, nah, get nobody. I say she reach up, she come up and go up at the front. When she go up at the front now, she look at me and she say, boy, my face, make up in a man. Then she said, oh, 1 minute she turn back for something else, you know, man. So I said, Jesus Christ, this is a lady wicked to me, you see? She turn back and she go last again for another 5 minutes and come back. When she come back and when me now decide to go look for her, I can't find her. When I come back up to the front, I see she come out of our aisle and we meet up together. And she head out with me. Well, when she head out with me now, I say to her, I say, Where you go? Me not understand. Me you come and you take so long. She said, don't turn it around. Well, she said, why are you upset? See? You don't know the truth. So she started spinning around upon me now. Watch this turn up. And then she said, miserable upon me. Yeah, miserable upon me. Upon me, you know. Remember, me go there one quickly go now. She get miserable upon me. And start cuss me, Ryan. I know she not malice with me, no. No wrong.
Everybody here on the show can attest to that. Fabian can attest.
What me do wrong? Not a thing. I don't want to be blaming Ryan. And she spin it round.
I have to deal with that all the time. I understand.
Women,
you can't criticize the females without them.
Can't criticize them.
No, switch it back on you. I'll make it like you're the bad one.
Always the bad one. You're muted, not hearing you. Right. So we as a bad one, we are the villain all the time. We keep the house dirty. We nasty. We do everything wrong.
Here what they say up here, so we lazy and all these things. We not people.
Listen. We're not lazy, we're lazy. We're not we're not lazy. You see, when we sit down, we store our energy to use for things that really matter. You understand? It's not lazy. And you need to know the difference between lazy.
Men and women now today basically I do the same work, and this is causing a lot of controversy in the home. Then basically I do the same work nowadays, and when them go home, the women are expected to do the cleaning and the tidying and the cooking and all of this. Should it be equal now? Should men be sharing?
But them days are done. Of course, the role been sharing.
Yeah, the rule has been shared.
The man for help out of the house.
Yeah,
but here's the thing though. Here's the thing. If the man have problem helping out, because me I go speak for a lot of men. Me not go around. Me not too.
Him just entertain and the wife do everything else.
Man, I get a big stone, you know. Man, I get a big stone. But watch this, Raviel. Here's the thing. Most men don't clean house. Most men don't go down and wipe down the window. They're not doing that. They're not sweep out. They're not get the mop. They're not get the bleach. And they work hard just as much as the woman. Two of them work hard, as I said, Leon. And two of them come on and the woman have to know do the cleaning. And see, if you have a household like that and you know you have a man, what are Leonie?
Hold on. Let me see if I can hear Leonie. Leonie?
Still not here.
She something wrong with her stuff. So give her my plug in, Leonie. Here's the thing though, Leon. If you are in a situation like that, in a household like that, we realize, listen, you are the person that doesn't the house cleaning a lot, right? And your wife do it. What you can do is help her physically. If you can't help her physically, then what you can do is make sure provide the stuff to help her. So let me speak for myself now. Me know me not really do the cleaning like that. See? So what me do now, me say, yo, what you want to clean the place? Just tell me now so we can buy it. So make sure I say, as we're married, we get a washing machine, thick, good. You would not wash with your hand, right? Notice when she wash, she all go in her back and I hang out the clothes. And then she cuss me now, say, we can hang out the clothes sometime to one of them stuff. And I say, all right, hold on, stick up in. You want a dryer? I'm going to get that. So listen, me go around and help her, but after a while, me realize, say, oh, this thing I take a toll, and me have things to do, and me have to go to my go around. So I say, all right, here we go, I'm going to make it easier for you. No. So what I do now, I say, all right, I'm going to get a dryer. So get a dryer for her. See? So if you know, say, it go as far as how bad it is right now. If you guys know about the robots, them, the Roomba robots and so, me actually buy one of that. Because I realize, say, she's tired and the place want clean, and I say, yo, John, I forgot.
You go further than that, no worry, because traditionally in the UK, like for example, all of those things are in everybody home. But the conversation now goes who put in here, who take you out.
Yes, I will take you out.
No, I do that. I put in the stuff in the Roomba and start it up and press start and make it go and clean the place, and she can relax.
No,
right?
we're talking about the clothes them.
Oh, the clothes. Oh,
wash clothes.
Who put the dish them in the dishwasher?
No, she put it in the clothes them. Why? Because if me put it in, I go mix pink and white. Me go pile them. When me put it in the clothes, I go run. So guess what? Who have more knowledge? Who have more knowledge about them stuff there?
No.
Them say that's not an excuse.
Anyway, people,
you can learn. You see, are doing. Yeah, we're go over the time.
Gone over the time.
This topic is well hot.
We got well over time.
We need to have a part two, you know, where we can address this miserable thing a little bit more, because as far as I'm concerned, we know touch the surface of it to some extent. No, and there are many there are other facets that we can go into as it relates to why women are more miserable, and we think that they are very miserable. But thanks, people.
And before I go, people, think about what's one thing more I say. Why we say women miserable? It's not women in general, it's whoever is trying to call the shots or calling the shots. They're the miserable one. And if you take a moment and think about your parents, everybody thinks that their mother is miserable or their grandmother miserable. And so if you just look back and think, why your mother miserable? It's because she always wants you to do stuff on their time. All right, because all right.
No, we're gonna wrap up the show, but I just wanted to remind the viewers, just to draw a quick attention to the like and the subscribe thing. Remember, hit like, hit the notification bell, subscribe to our channel, and share with others as well, so we can have more people joining and sharing their views as well. It was good having many of you on here. Greeny as usual. Rapid, Rory,
Rapid.
Yeah, man, quite a few people are Tisha.
And the iPhone 14, Ryan. The iPhone 14.
Oh yes, and remember, guys, at the end of this month we'll be giving away an Amazon gift card to to the person who has been on the show doing all the different things as we said, communicating with commenting, participating in the show. And we have an iPhone 14 coming. We're gonna be giving away that in December. For the top person.
Christmas present.
Yes, as a
Remember
Christmas
to
present.
invite your friends. To get that, you have to invite a lot of people.
So there are a lot more things involved. Yeah. So people, thanks again for coming on, and I hope you are good and we enjoy, and see you again next week, same time, same place. Bless up Fabian, Leonie, Leon, and Rory. All right, take it easy, everybody.
All right, cool.
Respect.
Bless up. We're out.
Men don't like